There we go. Jesus. A slight panic with the mouse. The little thing popped off and we were freaking out for a solid 15 seconds. Anyway, good way to start the stream as always. Hello, D. Welcome. Fourth row down, good evening or morning. It's evening here. Whatever. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. I was gonna do a video for this, but I decided that it would just be more fun, perhaps, to do it as a live stream. So here we are. I have some things neatly stacked alphabetically to show off just a little bit here that I have added to my collection. With help, of course. And just shit that I found, so. Aside from that, we also have the Letterboxd, what I watched from the beginning of this year to now, essentially. Just horror, of course. And then later on, if anybody has any like horror news, horror movie news that we would like to discuss, then we can certainly do that too. So don't worry, I don't pay attention too much to new stuff going on in horror movie circles. Ironic, isn't it? I'll hear things, but we don't pay too much attention. Evening here too, very good then. But not for long. Alright. Got 3 new DVDs this week from a thrift store. 75 cents. Yes! Yes, we thrift here. Yes. Buying new is for people with money. Which I don't have. But, gotta give those movies a new home. Yes, he's wandering around. He's wandering around, he's got more food, fresh water, fresh litter box. He's happy. Or should be. So, let us begin. Alphabetically, once again, we have Abbott and Costello. I decided to pick this one up because I couldn't find it streaming anywhere, and I wanted to see it. As you know, I do enjoy some Universal monsters. And this was fun. The humor in this was... This will sound bad. It was sharper than I thought it was going to be, so I appreciate that. It's an entertaining watch. Now where do I put all this that I go through it? Down here. I'm so sorry. He wanders. You see a little shadow. You know, that's just the cat. It's fine. And again, you couldn't find it streaming anywhere. At least nowhere that I have access to. So figured, fuck it, I'll buy it. Generously provided by DMC Campbell. The Addams Family, this being the 90s version, of course, with Raul Julia, Christopher Lloyd, Angelica Houston, you know, all the people that we adore. I didn't have it prior to now, I'm afraid, but... So sorry. To go along with that, because it was perturbing him that I didn't have both, we have the Addams Family Values. So, this lovely. First time on Blu-ray, apparently. I don't know when this was. When did this come out? Not the movie, but... I don't know. Either way, nice little slipcover. I'm not exactly a slipcover purist, but they are nice to have every once in a while, I guess. On that same subject, as a matter of fact, another Vestron video for my collection from DMC Campbell. Beyond Reanimator. Yes, I do still plan on doing a watch-along of this with Charles. It's all up to both of our schedules, really. I know he's quite busy. And I have some things, some projects that will be coming up early this coming month. So, always fun. At least I hope it will be fun. We'll see. Another Vestron from DMC is Chopping Mall. I have seen this one a few times before this made it into my collection. Digitally restored. Many special features. So, that's fun. And I guess Vestron, I don't know if anybody's terribly familiar with this because I'm not. Mostly with boutique labels anyway. This one is number 1. So I guess this was the first one that they ever distributed. It's kind of cool. I apologize also if you happen to hear any sort of barking or yipping. That will be the dogs downstairs. They are anything but quiet. At any given time. Chopping Mall, greatest slasher movie title ever. I know, and yet I think it throws people off because they are expecting your standard slasher in a mall kind of thing, but it's robots. At least it's better than apparently what was supposed to be the title for it, Killbots. It provides a good bit of the stuff that you would expect from a slasher. So I guess you can't... maybe it could be a slasher, I don't know. It depends on who you ask. There are some purists. We know this. I don't know about anybody else. Okay. I don't have this on my horror shelf. I have this shelf here, which is like for not horror. I need to sift through it again and reassess. But I consider every iteration of Christmas Carol to be a horror movie. But this one I've wanted for a while. This is the 2004 musical with Kelsey Grammer. I like this version for some reason, so I had to have that in the collection. Finally, kind of difficult to find on DVD for some reason. Allegre. Interrupted by... Yeah. Somebody needs to get a hold of those motherfuckers. I don't know who. It's not gonna be me. Are you gonna do another Jackbox Games Live? I would certainly like to. I'm trying to figure out, and if anybody has any ideas or clues, please let me know. I'm trying to figure out how I can do it to where I can actually include the audio from the games. Because that's the big problem now. You can still play them, but it's slightly less enjoyable. Oh, I don't know why I can't include the audio of the games without getting the audio feed doubled from the stream itself. Anybody have any ideas? Let me know. Because I don't. Chopping Mall is legendary with such lines as F in Fuchsia? Fuchsia? It's Friday after Vegeta. Okay. It's been a bit since I've seen it. I'll have to go back. But that and yeah, have a nice day. Stuff like that. Oh, that small culture. Don't we miss it? One of the very few 4K additions to my collection. And I'm actually... I was going to get a copy of this movie that was older, but once again, Scream Factory comes through and says, wait, we have a new version of it that will be coming out soon. So I waited for that. And here we have the collector's 4K edition of The Company of Wolves, of which I have written and recorded a review, which will hopefully be coming out sometime after my review of My Bloody Valentine OG and Remake. So keep an eye out for that. A rather underrated werewolf film, I think. Some people, I guess, don't even consider it horror. No idea why. Because there are a lot of horror elements. But this is fun. Unfortunately, I can play the movie and yada 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 just fine, but if I wanted to play the 4K disc, I can't. I tried. I have my PS4, you see, for playing DVDs, Blu-rays, stuff like that. It don't do 4K. So, bummer. But it's fine. It's still in my collection. I can still watch the movie, like I said. CP or Cody will know? Well, I'll have to ask them, I guess. I don't know if CP knew. I don't know. I'll have to see. Maybe there's somebody who does Jackbox streams through StreamYard regularly whom I can ask. That might be the way to go. Company of Wolves is a classic? Yes. I think it deserves a little bit more appreciation, personally. But that's just me. Let's DMC Campbell provided this one. Obviously, this whole stream was sponsored by DMC. Creep Show 2. I already had the original Creep Show, of course. And Creep Show 2 is... depends on who you ask. I think it's still a lot of fun. Still quite entertaining and still has the spirit, shall we say, of the original. We don't talk about Creep Show 3. We don't talk about it. And actually, if you haven't seen this already, over on Sledgehammer Horror's channel, I was invited on to rank the segments, I guess is the best way to put it. The segments of each of those movies, if that makes sense, including the wraparounds. So, check that out. This is a movie that... how do we phrase this? I haven't watched it yet, but for the sake of it being in the collection, I'm glad that I have it. This came in the giveaway mystery box that I won from Rainbow Fright's horror trivia stream. And it is Demonic Toys. Again, I've not seen it. It's a Full Moon Features movie, so take that for what you will. But I do know it's rather infamous, shall we say? There's a whole franchise with them. Charles, are you watching Charles? Well, like I said, he busy. You know, he busy, and I don't know what time it is over there. He's 7 hours ahead of me, so... let's see. Another instance where I watched a movie because of Joe Bob Briggs and decided that I wanted a physical copy of the movie in my collection not too long after. And fun for me, we have Vinegar Syndrome to thank for this. Don't panic. I've already reviewed it on my channel, as I'm sure many of you are aware. Is it Spanish I think it's Spanish. A Spanish film, but it's not in Spanish, if that makes sense. Everybody's dubbed in with English-speaking actors if they aren't themselves playing themselves. It's one of those. So, ridiculous, but for some reason I find it kind of charming. It's got a good heart. It's a fun movie. That's all we can ask for, right? Aha. I've been wanting this one for a while. The second Criterion edition of a movie that I have in my collection. Dressed to Kill. Yes. Didn't have any real desire to go with any other version or release, shall we say, for this movie, other than Criterion, because of all the special features. There was one. I don't know if anybody knows anything about this. There was one that I saw, same edition, same release, if you will, but the seller said something about including the movie DVD, not Blu-ray, or whatever, that had some sort of issue. There was something wrong with it. So I don't know if that's something that happened with Criterion early on and I missed it or whatever, but didn't get that one. I just got the standard Criterion. So glad to have this in my collection. I enjoy it, and I'm sure once I get to covering it, it will be an interesting time. But I think I'll wait till June, maybe? We'll wait till June to do that. For obvious reasons. Bonjour, Marty. Bless you. I do appreciate. We are just discussing some horror movies that I have added to my collection, which I forgot to mention at the start of this. I have officially reached and surpassed 500 individual horror movies in the collection, so round of applause. Snaps. We've done it. Okay, now on to 1,000. You're gonna laugh. You're probably gonna laugh about this. I did, but, some of these are cheap. So why not? I'm a completionist. We have The Howling 3, The Marsupials, Kangaroo Werewolves. Yep. Completionist. That's it. That's all I got. Plus, I guess, by comparison of some of the other sequels in the franchise, not too bad. not not that bad. So, could be worse, and it has been, and we'll get there. Thank you. Yes, we've done it. 500. I think that's more than me. I own so many movies I can't tell. Fair. The only reason that I know is because I keep them on my Letterboxd, and thankfully they keep count. That's very nice of them. That makes it so much easier. I'm not going to be standing in front of my shelving counting each one of them and then going over to those little collection DVDs that I have and counting those. No. We don't have time. Howling 3 is a classic for all the wrong reasons. I mean, yeah. It took a sharp turn, certainly. But to be fair, I think Howling 2 was the one to jerk the wheel, so to speak, in that franchise first. So, on that same note, we have... Again, this shit is cheap, okay? We have The Howling 4, The Original Nightmare. I mean, the title isn't exactly far off. I've written a review. I have recorded the review. It was prior to everything I did for December last year, so retro. You'll be getting that sometime. Sometime. Here's a real fun thing about this, and it threw me the fuck off when I actually got it, because I was concerned somehow I got the wrong one. It's got screenshots from Howling 3. But it is Howling 4. I guess they just really didn't have any interesting screenshots to show you from this movie, so they had to pull from the one before it. That's a good sign. That's very encouraging. Hello, Esteban. Kino, forgive me, is having a sale in March to bump up some of the collection. I'm not familiar with them. Once again, I'm very new to boutique labels, so forgive me. Weird question. Do you keep the movies in the cases or in CD binder folders? Aha! Interesting. I have one of those, like you said, disc folder case things, and that's for a different reason. I will explain that. I prefer to keep them in their original cases. I'll go so far as to, if the case that I get them in is fucked up, I'll try to replace the case. But for some reason, and I'm not bashing anybody who does this, for some reason the idea of taking the movies out of their cases, getting rid of the cases, or throwing them into a storage bin or something, and just keeping them in a folder like that pisses me off. I don't know why I can't do that with my own stuff. If someone else does it, great. Wonderful. Live your life. If it's easier for you to store them that way, perfect. But I can't. That's why we got the shelving. Can't do it. I'm sorry. I like to keep them in the cases. It's maybe more of a visual thing for me, so that I can see, okay, I have that one and that one. This section is for this. Once you have all the Howling movies, you need to make a start on the Hellraiser franchise. Well, it could be worse. Yeah, could be worse. Children of the Corn exists. No, fuck that. Amityville exists. Nightmares. Nightmares indeed. I'll get to the Hellraiser franchise, absolutely. I'm trying... let me know if you guys like this or not. Now, actually, let's use a little feature. We can use features now. Isn't that fun? Make it interactive. As long as I spell correctly. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I'll ask you guys, because I'm never really sure. Previously, I've done in increments, separated by several other horror movies in between. The franchise movies. And I've never actually really, until Silent Night, Deadly Night, tried to go through all of them in one go. Or 1 month, shall we say. So, I got the poll up. It's entirely up to you guys. You let me know. And then we'll kind of shift things. So that when I start a franchise, and it's terribly fucking long, we'll try to get through it in like one go. And we'll see if in a case like that I can't do, say, like 2 reviews a week. Maybe. We'll see. I make no promises. But we'll try. I keep mine in binders because it's a pain in the hole. Trying to root them out from my shelving. I keep the cases though. Okay. I'm not judging. Like I said, everybody's own collection is their own collection. I just prefer this way, I guess. I think that if someone were to tell me that I needed to do it that way and keep them in a binder, I would have such a hard time of just getting rid of the cases. So that's just me, like I said. Like each binder is labeled Hammer, Sci-Fi, Arrow, Action, etc. Okay, so you kind of make your own movie collection, as it were, like they have for sale. Like you said, like Arrow. Very nice. I watched all the Hellraiser movies recently from a dude I know. Good God, they're bad. Well, I've seen the first one and the second one so far. I do know that for the last 31 on 31, that was fun for everybody. So I'm sure it'll be great. Kino Lorber, or Kino Lorber, forget me. They have all the niche older titles. They have the new Monster Squad Blue 4K. Okay. Buying from them is way cheaper during sales. Some good stuff as low as almost $9. Okay. I'll have to investigate that then. I need to be checking into specific distributor websites more. We just go on eBay. I would suggest covering the Hellraiser movies in one go, like ripping off a Band-Aid. Oh, this sounds good. Okay. Fair enough. Hello, John. As someone who has watched and reviewed all of the holy shit, all of them? Wasn't there a new one that came out somewhat recently? Did you cover that? Oh my god. All of the Children of the Corn movies, I do not recommend watching them in altogether. You need breaks, trust me. Yep. Mm-hmm. Listen, if I'm needing to take a break every once in a while from the Howling franchise, I can only imagine. I'm not encouraged. I saw you take this away, Marty. Too late. Too late. Hello, Ashton. Alright, let's see. We've moved through the H section. We're now into the I section. Expanding some of my Italian horror from Blue Underground here. Once again, I'm very specific about the kind of editions that I get for movies. Sometimes. Other times, it does not matter. Whatever, just generic copy? Sure. Whatever. We have Inferno. I kind of like this one. I'm still going to have to see more of Dario Argento's work before I can really figure out what I prefer from him versus everything else. But stylistically, it's lovely, of course. Much like Suspiria. I know it's the Three Mothers trilogy. It's part of that. So, nice to have that in the collection. Some features, extra features, as it were. Yeah. Once again, we have, I believe it's Scream Factory, isn't it? Or no, wait a minute. Is it Vestron? Yeah. Vestron stepping up and providing me with something even better than what I was willing to try to go for. I was going to get a copy of this. Same kind of copy that I had seen in my library some number of years ago, but never checked out. And then Vestron came out with their collector's edition for it, so I got that. And that is My Best Friend is a Vampire. If you're unfamiliar, I recommend. It's, how shall we describe? I guess I would call it something that could easily fit into a comfort watch category, because it's easygoing. Shall we put it that way? It's not boring. It's just easy to digest, fun, kind of lighthearted, but still entertaining. So I enjoyed. But you know how that can go. Your constitution has a cruel and unusual punishment, Cody. Violated that by making Brian watch the Hellraiser movies, Critters, I should say, Revenge to the Max. Well, see, I'm not even part of that. No. I'd like to sit back and just watch, you know? Who knows? Plus, I'm not fully aware, shall we say, with the rules for 31 and 31, so I'm not even going to say anything. I say nothing. I'm over here reviewing Demon Wind, for fuck's sake, so, you know. Now, technically, I already had this one in my collection, but it was fucked up I got it from one of the library sales, I think. So it's secondhand, technically speaking. Maybe a slight step up from thrifting, but I don't know. There's just a shit ton of media there, and I love it. But you take a little bit of a risk, I'm not gonna lie. The one that I had previously, do I have that around? I might have put it somewhere else. The case would not close. It was sun bleached. It didn't have one of the two discs, which meant that it left the movie disc, if you will. So it was just so fucked up. It had been through so much. So I decided to replace it from a very nice seller who also included something that I think is becoming increasingly difficult to find. You be the judge. So it's My Bloody Valentine 3D. This is the 2009 remake with Jensen Ackles. It closes. My god, it closes and it looks so much better than the one that was sun bleached, so that's nice. But what's also really fun about this is that it came with all 4 of the original 3D glasses. So I think that's kind of cool. They're just the cardboard kind that are so uncomfortable to fucking wear, but I just think that it's quite cool that the 3D movie came with the 3D glasses. That's amazing. So now I have both discs too. It is complete. Hello, Nanette. Bonjour. How are you? It's hard to find, and if you do find it, it's expensive. That was my thinking. This one I got for pretty cheap, I'll say. So I'm glad about that. And the seller was very nice, very attentive. And he was asking if I wanted the original My Bloody Valentine as well, because he had that up for sale. And I said, thank you, no, I already have it. So just this today, thank you. This is a birthday? Yes, birthday gift from my dear brother. He got me Nope, so that's nice. I like this one more than Us, but maybe not quite as much as Get Out. Possibly. Also, my dear brother got me these purple and orange lights you see in the background for my birthday, so it was kind of a twofer. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. Good, excellent. I'm doing alright. We're doing okay. Decided to have a little chill stream here, discuss some movies with y'all. Also, feel free to let me know what horror movies you guys have gotten recently in your collection. I'm always interested to hear. Have you a method of watching flicks from other regions? I think it was you who told me this. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I have for watching any disc is my PS4. And I mentioned earlier, it doesn't play 4K, which is okay. It's not like my whole collection is made up of 4K. But that's something I'll have to try to address, I guess, later on. It's not a huge deal. My TV is not 4K, so what's the difference? But the PS4 is all I personally have to watch movies from anywhere. I do, in my collection, have a Silver Bullet Blu-ray that came from Australia, and it played that fine. So, if that's anything to go off of. Yep, region free, so there you go. I have no issues that way unless there's something really bizarre that comes up. It's a possibility, but 4K so far is my only mild issue. There are things further up on my list of need to fix or improve than that, so it's fine. Let's see. Yay. One of the more recent ones? Probably. The more recent, as far as release goes, additions to my collection here, we have Renfield. This is just the Blu-ray. That's all I really need. I kind of judge movies and which version of them I would like to get in accordance to how much I enjoyed them. So, if I really don't like a movie, it's not even going to be in my collection. Unless I want to be a real big completionist and archivalist about it. One day it is possible that even Smiley will end up in my collection, so yeah. But not today. I enjoyed Renfield. I think it was a fun time. I think at least one or two of my dear family members want to watch it sometime, so I have it when we want to do that. I picked this up at Family Dollar. So, hey. Every once in a while they'll get newer movies in there. It's just very slim pickings. This is a small area. People don't do horror too much around here. Okay? In other words, what I'm saying is, help. I might be calling my collection, and if I have spares, I'll send them your way. Well, sure, I'll appreciate that. I don't know about, like, shipping cost, so don't kill yourself. Okay? But I appreciate that very much. Thank you, sir. And of course, I always have my... If you're in doubt, I always have my collection pretty up-to-date on Letterboxd. So... I've never got any movies recently. The last movie I got was Children of the Corn. Which one? Which Children of the Corn? We were just talking about that. There's a shit ton. Was it the original? Or the newer one? Hello, Echo. Welcome. Bonjour. Alright, let's see. A Christmas gift? It's all kind of a blur. A Christmas gift from my dear brother. He got me Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. So, I enjoy having these, some of these, in my collection. Obviously, I've reviewed this one. And I need to get Zombie Island. That's one I don't have. I'm kind of, you see, I grew up with VHS tapes. So a majority of the movies that I would watch as a kid, like Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, I have not gotten versions of on DVD or Blu-ray. So I'm working on that, slowly over time. The last one. Okay. Very good then. You have them all. My god, is that just your whole shelf? Or did they come in, like, a set? I know some of them do that. I have some of those. I don't think I have Oh, I take that back. I might have one of the Children of the Corn sequels. It came in a pack. I don't know. I finally decided that I should do this. It was in the season as well. So there was a little bit of a sale, I noticed, so that was nice. I hit that just about right. I got Scream Factory's collector's edition of the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. I hope it'll be a very long time before I watch or have to go through any of the Silent Night movies again. Okay. I know that they have, like, the last three, not the remake, that's somewhere on its own, but the last three they have in a little, like, collection on its own. I did not get that one. Eventually. Maybe. Maybe. I've got to take a break. I have the Scooby-Doo Zombie Island double set on DVD. Comes with Zombie Island. And Return. Oh, Return of Zombie Island. How interesting. I've always seen it with Witch's Ghost. Okay, very cool then. Hello, James! Yeah, we were kind of sort of talking about Children of the Corn a little bit. You know, like flashbacks. Oh my god. You've seen 1 through 6. Well, that's more than me. I've seen none of them. Yet. I know that eventually. It's like a looming presence. I know eventually I'll have to. 4 is your personal favorite? Okay. Let's see, I hear some of them can be kind of good, and then others are just the same thing over and over again. So I don't know, I have to come up with my own idea of that franchise at some point. We'll get there. We'll get there. Oop, excuse me, Nanette. Do you have, if not, do you want the stand? I always get this confused with another one that I have in my collection. I don't think I have the stand. I mean, sure, I'm always collecting anything and everything. Horror, as you can see. Even something I've never heard of before. So, sure. Sure. I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, let's not revisit Silent Night, Deadly Night for a while, please. Yes, I agree. In case anybody is not familiar, highly recommend James, one of my favorite reactors, honestly. And unplanned, we both kind of went through Silent Night at the same time late last year. So that was funny. I think that made it a little bit better. I'm like, okay, I just need to get through this movie, and then I can watch James watch it. Hello, Michelle. Long-time watcher. Love the channel. Bless you. I personally have close to 3,000 Blu-rays. God damn. Alright, you win. You win. The best upgrade to make, personally speaking, is to get a region-free Blu-ray player. I would like to. I mean, my PS4 is... I love it. But, I would like to do that. And maybe there's one... Once again, anybody who knows more than I do, please... I know it's a low bar, but please. If there is, like, a region-free 4K player that will also play just, like, DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, let me know. I don't, clearly. But, appreciate you, Michelle. Hello, welcome. Welcome. I own the collection with parts 3 and 5. Yeah. Okay, that's right. I had to think, my god. It's all a blur, like I said, and I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, you would have it so you would know. The remake, that's separate. Like, completely, isn't it? You gotta buy that separate from everything else. Hello, Don, Dane. Forgive me. Zombie Island is the best Scooby-Doo movie. Do you know Camp Scare? Camp Scare. The first thing that comes to my mind is Goosebumps, so that's probably not right. I don't think I do. I know, as far as Scooby-Doo movies are concerned, obviously the live-action ones, Zombie Island, I have not seen the sequel to Zombie Island yet. Witch's Ghost, Cyber Chase, Alien Invaders. I think there was one about El Chupacabra. There are so many. So, no, I don't know about, Camp Scare, I'm afraid. They go for cheap. Sadly, the PS4 only plays Region A and Region Free titles. Oh. Shit. Well, I'll have to look into that. We'll add it to the list. We'll add it to my wish list. Yes. My god. Okay, let's see. Some of the COTC movies are... Oh, Children of the Corn. Are like, so bad they're good. Oh, no. I find the original to be one of the most boring movies ever made. Ooh. Hot takes, darling. Hot takes. It's children and corn. It's Indiana. Essentially. Have you seen any of the Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. series? Oh, God. You're gonna have to be more specific, I'm afraid, because, there are so many series. Shit. Let's look it up, actually. Let's look it up. Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. Yeah. Series. Oh, I think I've caught a couple of episodes once in a while, but I haven't seen that much. I should watch that. Huh. Interesting. Speaking of Scooby-Doo series, I did try a while back You can blame CP for this. I tried a while back to watch the Velma series. I watched one episode. That's for another time. We'll just set that over. Thank you. I'm glad we didn't have to go through those movies alone. Yes. We wouldn't have survived. See, sometimes critics have to lean on others. You know, it's hard out here. It's horrifying. 220 Electronics is the best and most affordable online retailer for region-free 4K Blu-ray DVD player. I'll need to check that out. Thank you, because I collect the movies, but I don't know what I'm going to use best to play them. That's great. I think that summarizes my life. I have the original on DVD, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6. That's right. That was when I saw that, I thought it was kind of stupid. 666. 7 on one disc, and TM, the remake, and it's number 2 on DVD, the 8th on Blu-ray. The new one is a digital copy. That's how I have my collection of Children of the Corn. Oh, that's a very full collection, I think. Zombie Island is really good, but Return to Zombie Island is... yeah, it is a Scooby movie, and I won't say anything bad about a Scooby project. Velma doesn't count. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I heard it was kind of... but, you know, there you go. I do indeed have an Instagram. One moment. We'll make it real super easy. Hopefully. Maybe. Okay. There's my Instagram. Not very good at Instagram, but... you did this to us. Yes. In all fairness, I feel like I'm getting some amount of payback, given that I have a whole list of movies he has not seen, that I'm going to drag him through, eventually. So, you know, that also includes Society. That will be so much fun. So, I reviewed the Velma series and got sick, and I'm not joking or being a smartass. I really got sick while watching it. Ooh, bad timing. I'm so sorry. Keep up the amazing work, and if interested, here's a link to the collection. Oh, you wouldn't be able to share the link because you're not a moderator. I'm so sorry. How about this? Michelle, if you happen to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you can DM me the link if you would like. I appreciate it either way. And I will be checking out that player. That could come in handy. Very much so. Hello, Ninit. Why did I say hello to you when I already did? I'm so sorry. I'll message you on there and get your address to send it. Oh, well, thank you. Bless you. I appreciate, like I said, the generosity. I appreciate it, because a lot of my collection is because of you guys. And that helps tremendously. So, but don't feel like you have to, okay? Watching Society for the first time is a unique experience, yes. I blame Joe Bob for mine. It was a fun time, though. Very interesting. I have the Arrow version of that in my collection. So, speaking of, I also decided... if I was going to get the original Silent Night, might as well get Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. Also the collector's edition from Scream Factory. Because what is this movie without some special features? I think I have more of an appreciation for this now that I've been through the whole franchise. It's still not good. But it's more enjoyable. Especially compared to 3. We don't talk about that. Nanette Blackwell. Okay. Gotcha. I will look for that. Oh, and I see it right now, as a matter of fact. Thank you. Letterboxd. See, do you already follow me? Shit. Let's find out. Maybe you do. Sounds familiar. I will make it public if interested, of course. You're amazing. Bless you, darling. I appreciate your effort as well. Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate you being here, of course. Makes tremendous difference. Trust me. Alright. Huh. Now that the username does sound familiar though. It's all a blur. This is the other movie that came in that mystery box that I won from Rainbow Fright, and it's one I know nothing about, so I'm kind of interested. Silent Retreat, or The Rules Are Simple, Silent Retreat? I don't know. I think that's just a little tagline. So if anybody is familiar with this one, no spoilers, because eventually I will be checking it out. But I had never heard of it before, which isn't a bad thing. Just means it's something new. Hello, Louise. Welcome. We're going through some of my latest acquisitions. Bless you. I saw the little notification. Thank you. Okay, I got you. Understood. Now, we're getting to the very bottom of this lovely little stack that we've got here. For the record, I didn't get this all in 1 month. This was like everything that I got since I did that full collection video to now. And there are still a few things that are coming in the mail. So, wait. Hopefully I'll do these once we reach a certain number of new movies in the collection. So it's not just, hey, I got this new one, okay, bye. This is not a movie. But I had been wanting this for a bit. I liked the look of it. And I just thought it would be nice to have it in the collection. So, we have the first season of Stranger Things. It's got this lovely, like, VHS look to it. And it also came with the poster that I have up on my ceiling. And a few other things, I think. It really does look like a VHS. It's rather cool, I must say. I have nothing else as far as seasons go for Stranger Things so far. But we'll get there. I still need to complete my Hannibal collection, my god. Alright, now this is the latest one as far as receiving it goes that I have placed in my collection. This starts this particular alphabetical category as well. So, X. We have X now. Yes. We don't have Pearl, but we have X. Glad to have this one. Of course. I looked between the Blu-ray and the DVD of this, and they looked pretty much the same, except for the fact that maybe the DVD has more features than the Blu-ray. Obviously, that's a huge deciding factor for me. And there we are. That's everything I have in my collection, or have added to my collection. That only took almost an hour. Okay. Alright. I'm planning on getting Renfield. I think it's fun. I think you'll probably enjoy it. It's a good time. It's ridiculous, but in a good way. I've never seen that movie as far as I know. Silent Retreat? Okay. It might be one of those that is just not known. Who knows? What's Stranger Things? That one is really cool. I think that's a Target exclusive. I found that on eBay. And it was brand new. So it had everything that's inside, I guess. Including the poster all the way up there. It's, I want to say facehugger. That's not right. Demogorgon? There it is. It's too many movies. It's the Demogorgon that they have for it. It's kind of cool. Aha! Good morning for you? I assume it's morning. We were just conversing about you. It's a good thing, I swear. It's a good thing. How many roughly physical media do you own? I had to get rid of mine a few years ago because I downsized and they wouldn't fit. That's fair. I know I'm probably excessive as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. But, okay, so let's do a little math. Oh, I was never good at math. I have over 500. Let's look at Letterboxd. That's what it's here for. Movies in my collection. Okay, so there's about 503 horror movies in my collection. Take into account that some of those are in like a collection. I'm gonna have to get back to you, Louise. I'm gonna have to get back to you. I'll have to actually like physically count each one. But we'll say maybe slightly less than 500 as far as horror is concerned, and then stuff that's not horror, I have that separate. Somewhere. There's too many lists. Oh, let's see. Okay, non-horror movie collection, that's about 65. Rough guesstimate, maybe we'll just say a little over 500 total? Very rough guesstimate, but I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you on that. Let's see, I got the Stranger Things Blu-ray, also got the interview Grabby, who says Susie, she was trying to get us to sing the Neverending Story with. Interesting. Ah, shit, we skipped. We have Mia Goth, and that's all that matters. True. I've seen it, and that is why I want Renfield. Fair. Okay, cool. Everybody say hello. Hello. The sun's still out over there. Yeah. A little bit. It's gonna be gone here in like, I don't know, 20 minutes? We still got the daylight savings time. Shit. But on the bright side, it's not nighttime by 4:30, so that's lovely. Generally speaking, I don't buy movies unless I like them. That's fair. That's kind of how I'm going with it, but we have impulse control problems. So sometimes we just see something that's horror we don't have, and we grab it. Hello, not JPEG. First time ever comment? Wow. Well, welcome. Now, you're not real late, to be quite honest. I just went through the movies that I recently got, and that's like 1/3 of what we possibly could be talking about here, so it's fine. Yeah, you made me do math, Louise. What the hell? On my own stream? How could you do that? Have a great evening. Would love your feedback on the collection. Keep up the awesome work and take care. But bless you, I'll certainly let you know as soon as I can. I apologize in advance. We're very ADHD and easily forget things. But I will. I promise. Thank you. That's it. I'm unsubscribing because you can't give me a definite number. Well, I'm so sorry. I don't claim to be a math channel. More frightening giant worms. Tremors, Beetlejuice, or Dune? I've seen Tremors, I've seen Beetlejuice, but not Dune. I've seen what they look like in Dune, though. I've also seen the popcorn buckets. You can ride the worms in Beetlejuice, but in Tremors, they eat you. I'll say Tremors. I would not be able to say how many movies are horror in my collection. I had over 4,000. Ah, my God. Okay. Now see, that's why I say I have such a small collection by comparison of so many others. Also, a very messy collection. Very messy. So sorry about it. I take what I can. Did the original Psycho and the Omens film really need remakes? Well, in my opinion, no. Not really. Especially with the version of Psycho that we got. But welcome to Hollywood. Okay, so let me have a look at this poll before we continue on. Oh, it's fairly well split. Interesting. Well, we'll see. We'll see by the end of the stream what you guys think as far as how I should handle franchises. Either way, I'll make it work. And now we move on to something a little bit different, but still same general idea. Which would be what I watched from the beginning of the year to now. It's not a whole lot, honestly, so far, but anyway. So at the very start of this year, I thought it was quite fitting that I watch a New Year's horror movie, so I chose New Year's Evil. Fun little fact, if there's anybody familiar with Killer Clowns, Mike Tobacco is in this. And I was surprised by that. It's interesting. Like, I like the style of it. Substance-wise, it's not a bad slasher movie, all the same. And then after that, we watched Theater of Blood. Vincent Price. This one was kind of fun. It feels like it would pair pretty well with The Abominable Dr. Phibes, perhaps. Kind of a similar idea, but perhaps a little bit more theatrical. It's fun because Vincent Price, essentially. There is, I don't want to spoil anything. There is a scene involving a horse dragging someone that I was kind of shocked by. It was rather gruesome, you know? Then after that, we rewatched 976 Evil for the review that I did. And that was a fun time. We enjoyed that. Then after that, I rewatched Silent Night, Deadly Night 5. The Toy Maker, because I had to finish my review. That's what it is. It's there. Yippee. And then we watched The Company of Wolves again. I forget when exactly I watched that the first time, but we watched it again in preparation for my review. And then we watched something that I had actually come across in my research for my WTF Horror Movies Part 5, which is Vampire Hookers. It is exactly what you think, but somehow less entertaining. John Carradine is in this as the pimp. And he recites... Is it Shakespeare? He recites Shakespeare. And there is so much gratuitous bare-chestedness. Mostly from the women. So if that's your thing, if that is your fetish, I have something for you. It's ridiculous. It doesn't quite get to campy levels, in my opinion, but if you want something stupid to watch, it's there. Or if you just want to be able to tell people that you've seen a movie called Vampire Hookers, there it is. After that, we have The House That Dripped Blood. This had been on my watch list for a very long time. It's an anthology, all centered around the house. And I think it would be a fabulous double feature with The Monster Club. It has that same vibe, if that gives you any idea. I actually found myself part of the way through really enjoying it. Peter Cushing is in here. Christopher Lee. I'm not sure about anybody else. Vincent Price isn't in this, but other highly familiar horror faces are. So. Oh, let's catch up on the chat for a moment. Oh, let's see. If I was out going to the store to get stuff, I would be doing the same thing, but I order them online, and luckily Amazon doesn't advertise movies for me to order. If they did, I'd probably spend $400 on movies in a month. Goddamn. I mean, it's a collection. It's a hobby, though. Is your collection full of 2 or 3 disc, DVD, 4K, steelbooks, and or Blu-ray special collector's editions? It is such a mess. It is an amalgamation. So there's, I think I have one. No, it's not even a steelbook, it's a tin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it could be a steelbook for Edward Scissorhands. Otherwise, it's just a tin. That's the only one I have for that. I prefer single movie editions, if you will, but there are a number of collection movies that I have. I think my collection is mostly DVDs. There's a good number of Blu-rays, though. Very few 4Ks. Scream Factory. There's quite a bit of Scream Factory, I think. Some Vestron. Or Vestron. Excuse. It's such a mix. I do have a video on my channel where I kind of go through them, if you are interested. That shows it a lot better. What would be your most prized movie in my collection? Oh, Nanette? Forgive me. In Nanette's collection. Very good, very good. Killer Clowns, the game comes out on June 4th. Yes. And I'm here for it. I want to play that game. I think it will be quite entertaining. At least I hope it will. Thoughts on the brand new Crow and Psycho reboots? American Psycho. Actually, we will be talking about that right after this, I believe, as some horror news. So I will start that. And we shall get to that. Ranking tier list for The Critters and Sleepaway Camp film series. I will most likely be doing that. I like to try to review the movies in a franchise before I rank them. I was going to do a ranking for Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I got worn out with that franchise. So perhaps this year in December, we'll see. But I do want to do more rankings. Leviathan, Abyss, or Deep Star 6? Ha! Plot twist. I've seen none of those. So sorry. I will not be able to answer that, I'm afraid, currently. But perhaps in the future. When you said my prized movie, Louise, do you mean my most expensive movie, most rare, or my favorite? These are important stipulations. Most rare, okay. Also most prized in your relation dice. Ooh. I don't know. There's some probably kind of similar to Nanette. There's some like rare ones. Huh. And then some like weird editions of ones. I'll give you 3. Kind of following what Nanette said, actually. I'll give you 3. My most rare one so far probably would be my copy of, if I can remember the title. That's great. What's the title? The Midnight Hour. I think my most rare one is The Midnight Hour. And if you have a look for that one on like eBay, you'll see why. I got that one for about $20. Yes. And then one that I think is kind of interesting. I don't think it's terribly rare, but one that's interesting is my Pool Party Massacre? Is that what it's called? Shit. I think so. Pool Party Massacre. It's signed by 2 of the people. I think one is the director who worked on it. I think that's kind of cool. And then my favorite. Well, it's gotta be the Phantom of the Paradise, right? My Scream Factory edition of Phantom of the Paradise. I think so. We'll go with that. Which shark movie do you think is worse? Worse. 1995's Cruel Jaws or 2015's Shark Exorcist? I'm gonna go by my assumptions of both. Because I have not seen those. I'm aware of Cruel Jaws, of course, and Shark Exorcist. I'm gonna say Shark Exorcist is probably worse. Oh, Night of the Comet is the most rare. Really? Is it that hard to get on like a... Is it a DVD or a Blu-ray? I don't know if that makes much of a difference. I didn't know it was so rare. I'm gonna have to look into that myself. Did they go out of print? Is that what the deal is? Because I know it was, what, the 28 days later that recently went out of print? That everybody was very fussy about? Favorite Predator film? Ugh. I haven't seen any of the Predator movies yet. So, I don't have one. Yet. That is on my list, though. I'm sure if Marty's still watching, he just had an aneurysm. Now, let's see. I decided, for some reason, I took a break. There was a time where I really was trying to go through the Amityville franchise, at least some of it. Took a break. But I decided to watch Amityville Dollhouse, because it was on Shudder. Yeah. Not too bad. Not terribly interesting, but not too bad. And then we have Don't Look in the Attic. Seems like a fun title, right? I don't know what the fuck was going on in this movie. I have no idea. I can't even really describe it to you. It's supposed to be like a haunted house kind of thing, so ghosts, vengeful, kind of make you murder whoever's living in the house with you kind of shit. First of all, the quality, and I'm afraid this is probably universal for this movie, not the studio, but the quality of it is absolutely shit. And I could only find it on Tubi. It's just... It's also very difficult to understand what the hell everybody's saying. So, if you're really bored, maybe it could provide you with some entertainment. I don't know. Also, I think it's a foreign film, which is not me bashing that. I just don't think it helped in this situation. I think it was Spanish. I could be wrong. Either way, I don't really recommend it, but if you're curious, go ahead. Then we rewatched Love at First Bite. I do thoroughly enjoy this movie. It's a comfort watch for me. I have it, thankfully. That's another one, actually, Louise, that I think is somewhat rare. You can get it with Once Bitten from Scream Factory, but I got it, like, separate. Very entertaining movie, highly recommend. I did a watch along with Ken and Ashley from Sledgehammer Horror that you can watch along with us on my channel. And then we have Vamp, and that's because Joe Bob was showing it. And what was the first one that he was showing? Oh, Freeway. Why is that not in the horror category? Good lord. Either way. Freeway, and that's another one that I watched on the same evening as Vamp, when I rewatched Vamp, I should say. So Freeway was a first time watch for me. That was a trip. Interesting, but it was a trip. Then after that, of course, we have the remake of My Bloody Valentine for my review that is coming up, hopefully, maybe, possibly. I enjoy that film a lot. I also enjoy the original. just decided to watch this one this year. I kind of ran out of time. And then we have another one that I found on Tubi, Satan's Mistress. That's one of the titles for it. It's got a lot of different titles. None of them fit. Congratulations, everybody. We found the one horror movie that made me almost fall asleep. I'm not even joking. I was in my chair watching this movie, and every once in a while I just had to, like, wake myself up going, what is this? It's so boring. You would think something involving the devil or a demon or something seducing this, like, lonely, desperate housewife kind of situation would be interesting. It's not. Boring sex scenes every 10 minutes. There was one guy in this movie who reminded me so very much of Alan Alda. It wasn't him, but it sounded so much like him. So, there's that. I mean, if there's an attractive lead actress in it, I guess, but that's about it. Oh, yes. Then we got the Texas Chainsaw going on over here. Hold on now. Let's see. Gotta catch up here. It's a collector's Blu-ray, and you can't find it for the most part anywhere. Bizarre. How bizarre. Well, that's cool that you have it. I just wonder why it's like that. Something I'll have to look into, perhaps. Too late for a Cynthia Rothrock horror film? Cynthia Rothrock. Who's that? Perhaps I'm being severely ignorant here. Who is that? Please explain. Let's see. Oh no, you do not have TCM 2003 at 3 stars. I'm so sorry. I can explain. I'm a little bit stingy when it comes to my ratings, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry. You only give me 5 stars. I'm like, oh. But, it actually has gained a higher rating than when I originally rated it. If that helps. I enjoy it a little bit more, I think, as I'm exploring, like, the early 2000s remakes of 80s and beyond slasher movies. I appreciate it a little bit more. Now. So, I paid $9.78, and now it's $189. What the fuck? It's only 2 left. Good God. Damn. Who distributed that? If you know. Just curious. One spitting this dog shit. Oh. But I like that. That's fair. It's not for everybody, perhaps. Why, just for curiosity trip here, why don't you like it, Sean? I like it because Lauren Hutton. Thank you. More than that, but, you know. Love it. First Bite is a great movie. Love it. Yeah. Darkman, Lost Boys, or Joyride trilogy. Let's see. I have not seen any of the Darkman movies. I've seen the first Lost Boys and none of the Joyride trilogy. I keep hearing about that. But I've also heard that the Lost Boys sequels are not very good. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one, but I'm leaning towards Lost Boys. But that's with no prior experience. Hello, Hunter. Just subscribe to the channel. Bless you. And are you a fan of David Cronenberg's body horror movies? I need to do more exploration into David Cronenberg, but from what I've seen from him thus far, I think it's really interesting. I've seen Shivers. I was gonna say Shudder. It's different. I've seen Shivers, covered that. What else have I seen from him? I'm sure I've seen more than that, but that's the one that comes to mind thus far. Did he do Scanners? Good lord. We're having a complete horror fan blackout moment. But I would say that I am an enjoyer of his work so far. I need to see some more. Freeway definitely should be under horror. That's what I think. given. But for some reason on Letterboxd, it's not. And I don't know why. It's on Shudder. I don't know if that helps too much with that, but what have you at least seen? The greatest handshake in cinematic history. Oh, is that from Predator? Is that it? Yeah. You gotta see the original Predator, Dutch plus Dylan forever. I'm aware of the meme from that. I'm at least aware of that. So, I've seen bits of it. I just haven't seen the whole of it in one sitting. So I know I need to fix that. I know. Shame on me. I recently watched Satan's Mistress and it was very boring to me. Thank you. Yes, same. I was just watching this like, okay. Oh, look, it's another sex scene. Is anything gonna happen? Oh, look, she's getting boiled. She's getting boiled in the hot tub. Oh, no. Shame, that. What movie could work? What movie could work by getting a horror version? Matilda or Howard the Duck? You mean Howard the Duck is not a horror movie? I thought it was. I think there are some movies that are comparable to like if Matilda was horror though. Maybe Scanners. Kind of, sort of. If you are a fan of David Cronenberg's body horror movies, he has a new body horror movie called The Shrouds. The Shrouds. Interesting. It's about a man who creates a device for people to watch their loved ones decay. Oh no. Interesting. Okay. I hadn't heard that one. I don't think. Maybe I had. Briefly. Once. In passing. Intriguing. I must investigate. Like I said, I need to delve more into Cronenberg's work. The Burbs or Weird Science? The Burbs. I mean, I like both, but The Burbs. I'm not sure who distributed it. Okay. Huh. I wonder if Scream Factory could get their hands on that. Darkman and Joyride are quite good. I keep hearing about Joyride. I needed to check that out. Shrouds has an excellent cast starring Vincent Cassel, Diane Kruger, and Guy Pearce. Maybe I have been hearing about that. Something about Guy Pearce rang a bell there. Interesting. Yes, Cronenberg digs Scanners. Okay, cool. I was thinking correctly. And the version of The Fly. Why didn't I think of that? Shit. False horror fan. That's it. We gotta go. Okay. I need to see more of his work, but yeah, The Fly is very impressive. And gross. I just watched the Cabin Fever movies for the first time. Great movies. I watched the first Cabin Fever movie, maybe about a year ago. You can blame Celise for this. Sweet and Spooky, because I played a few of the characters in a table reading for that film. And I'm still not convinced I did a good southern accent. But here we are. Upgrade or Hardcore Henry, excuse me. I like the cinematography of Hardcore Henry. But I might have to go with Upgrade, just because I like the concept of the story. While not a horror per se, would you watch the 1984 docudrama Threads about a nuclear holocaust in the UK? Makes the day after look like a Disney flick. Oh lord. Isn't that one, if I'm remembering correctly, isn't that one that CP covered? Or was he planning on covering it? I think he's covered that one. Maybe. That's one of those I'll have to put on the list of when you're in a really good mood. But possibly. There are honestly very few, especially horror movies, that I would say no, never. So, possibly. Crimes of the Future, right. The Fly, Videodrome, Crash, Dead Ringers, Scanners are a few of the Cronenberg films. Gotcha. And I've seen a few of those. A few of those. Would you like to see Christopher Nolan tackle a horror movie? Sure, why not? After what he did with Oppenheimer, I would be down to see Nolan tackle the horror genre. Sure. I'm always curious to see what someone who is not necessarily synonymous with horror would do with the genre. we see what's happened with Jordan Peele. So, not that that's necessarily a great comparison, but you get where I'm going with that. Sure, why not? I'd like to see that. Best and worst John Rambo films. Not a clue. I'm not too much of an action person, I must say. Maybe eventually I'll watch the Rambo movies. But I haven't seen any of them all the way through. Don't cancel me. Is this a Blu-ray haul? Well, partially. Do have some Blu-rays. I did cover that a little while ago, earlier in the stream. So you can rewind and check that out. There are some Blu-rays indeed. Even 2 4Ks, I think. Yeah. Hello, Bronson, by the way. I'm curious, what movies do you know about, but don't want to watch? Example given, Serbian film. Well, you know what? Interestingly enough, there is still the chance. It's vague, it's thin, it's slim, but there is still the chance that I'll watch a Serbian film. Someday. Someday. You'll see it come up on my watch history on Letterboxd when that happens. But some that I honestly kind of refuse to watch would probably be from... what's his name? Shit. That shows you how much I care. The guy who made movies like, Psycho Vomit Dolls or some shit like that. Something Lucifer, Lucifer something, you know? That guy. That would have to be on my list of, no thanks. No thanks. I'm good. But it's a very short list, I have to say. Hello, Sledgehammer Horror. Now I have the vision of Dice with a bandana and machine gun. Terrifying, isn't it? That's absolutely terrifying. Ugh. All the sweat, though. Oh. Name a director that you would like to see tackle the horror genre. Shit. Well, he's already done it, but I would like to see Steven Spielberg come back to horror. I would like to see that. I like his style of movie making, especially with horror, so I'd like to see him come back. It's Alive or Basket Case? I don't know, but I might lean more towards Basket Case. Possibly. Rewind? Can't rewind. Alright, well, move the little slidey thing at the bottom. It's down there. I'm just a mayor. I'm not some deity. I'm just an elected official. I can't make decisions by myself. Anybody get that reference? What is the worst horror movie you've ever watched? Oh, Lord. Let's think. Let's think. Actually, you know what I should do? Hold on. I'll star that. We'll come back to that because I've got Letterboxd here. And I should actually look. I should look and see. Dracula 2000 or 3000? Shit. I haven't seen either of those. They're on my list. Do I have one of them? Maybe. I'll have to investigate. Hello, Brittany. Welcome. We're just going over some of what I've watched thus far this year. And we're now at Texas Chainsaw Massacre the remake, 2003 remake, that is. And yes, I'm sorry, I have it at 3 out of 5 stars so far, but that is a bump up from where I had it originally. Is that a bonus? Maybe. I think I'm liking it a little bit more as I go through it. But there's a very specific reason why I watched that movie, and I don't want to say entirely too much, just in case I shouldn't, but keep an eye on Sweet and Spooky's channel this coming month. And you'll know why. Other than that, I decided to continue through the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, because all I had seen up to this point was the first, second, and remake. And now I have seen Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. It's not terrible. You got Ken Foray in there. Viggo Mortensen. And a custom blinged out chainsaw. It's got several endings. Several jump scare endings. It's weird. Anyway, then we rewatched Deep Red because Celise of Sweet and Spooky was doing a watch along, and I do very much enjoy Deep Red. So it's a perfect excuse to watch it again. And then after that, because I was more in the mood for some horror movie documentaries, I watched Nightmares in Red, White, and Blue, and that is on Tubi right now, I think. That's where I watched it. It had been a very long time since I had first watched it, so why not watch again? And then we watched Scream and Scream Again, Vincent Price film. I expected more, I guess. I expected more from it. It's kind of disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. The ending was weird to me. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but could have been better, I guess, but not a total waste. Just eh. And then we watched Enigma. I enjoyed that one, actually. Another one that had been on my watch list for a while. Finally decided to watch it. Interesting. I can see the influences of, like, Carrie and Phenomena. It's a fun time. And as kind of a double feature, I guess, spur of the moment double feature, I decided to watch The Psychic. That is one of the few movies in more recent history that has given me a sense of dread, and that's hard to do, so well done on that. And then the last or most recent one that I watched is The Girl Who Knew Too Much, or there's another name for it, The Evil Eye, I think. If you like crime mystery, you'll probably enjoy it more than I did. It's not terrible. You get a very, very young John Saxon in there. Yeah, it just... it's not bad. Just perhaps not my taste. That's all. So, and there we go. That's what I've seen so far as horror is concerned. A few little things that are not horror, but very minor. So, now let's see. First, before we continue, just one hot second. 1 second. Had to get a small snack. Hello. Welcome back. Let's see. Where did I leave off? My God. Now, the reference is from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is indeed, Louise. Did Blair Witch need 2 sequels? Maybe not. I know there's a lot of people who really do like Book of Shadows. So who am I to say? I would love to see Ron Howard tackle the horror game. That would be interesting. I'm for it. Why not? Let somebody else give it a try. Who's your favorite character in a horror movie? Ugh. Depends on the day. I think the top 3 would be Herbert West, Frank Bannister, and Winslow Leach or the Phantom of the Paradise. Just to be predictable. I also do like Lawrence Talbot, though, so... The answer is neither Dracula 2000 or 3000. Good to know. Did you know that Dracula 2000 is a Wes Craven movie? I keep forgetting that, and then I'm reminded because it's on his list, and I'm like, oh, okay. Heck, I would love to see the person who directed Birdman and The Revenant tackle horror. Fair. I already got a little bit of a toe in there, I think. J.J. Abrams would be a great director to tackle the horror genre. I feel like he's already kind of been in that genre in a way. Maybe not directing, but I think he might have worked on some horror, if I'm remembering correctly. Is Haunted Honeymoon really scary? If you're talking about the one with Gene Wilder, no. But if that's not the one you're talking about, then I don't know. Wait till you get to TCM4, Matthew McConaughey. I've been hearing horror stories about it. He won't even acknowledge he was in the movie. I know, that's what I keep hearing. I think it was Scream Factory, when they did a release for that movie, they had to take him and the lead actress off because they threw a fit. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Let's see. Where, you mean the Freaky Girls? Shit, I don't know. They scattered to the winds. I have no idea. I received no word. Freddy vs. Jason 2? Huh. Maybe. I'll go ahead and say, yeah, sure, it could happen. I don't know if anybody would make it happen, but... I love the newest Leatherface movie, the prequel, not the Netflix one. Okay. That's so many. Not as many as some other franchises, thankfully, but... We'll get there. Hills Have Eyes or House on Haunted Hill? I have a certain soft spot for House on Haunted Hill. Yes. Evil Eye is the NA version. Girl Who Knew Too Much is the U cut. Ah. Interesting. Well, the one that I watched on Shudder was called The Evil Eye. So I guess that's the NA version. Maybe. I haven't seen any of the Leatherface movies. You gotta be in a certain mood, you know? For some southern slasher berserk kind of killing. You're supposed to share your snacks. Well, here, have some. It's a snickerdoodle. All you had to do was ask. Night of the Comet or Creeps? They're two different kind of tones right there. Depends on the day. Creeps is fun, so is Comet. Maybe Creeps, maybe. But you could sway me the other way too. Godzilla or Cloverfield Monster? Tie? A draw? I don't know. Yeah, well, Clovey for sure, apparently. Okay. But does Clovey breathe blue fire? Or pink, depending on which version you were going with. DCM4 is Citizen Kane compared to the VOD prequels that came out on Sci-Fi. Ooh. Well, guess the bar's that low. What movie do I look forward to seeing this year? I think everyone's go-to answer so far has pretty much been Maxine, which is understandable. I would be certainly curious to see that too, especially after X, Pearl, and all that. What else is coming out this year? I want to see Lisa Frankenstein. I'm waiting for my chance to see it. But it sounds like and looks like a lot of fun, so I would like to. But there's no theaters out here, you know. It's, having a look at Letterboxd once again. This one that I keep seeing ads for, Late Night with the Devil, that looks fun. I'd like to see that. Huh. What else? Your Monster? I hear a little bit of that about that every once in a while. Want to see that? Well, Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, Pooh. Wow. Wow, I can't even say it right. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Oh, definitely. Anyway. Yeah, the Beetlejuice sequel. Sure. Certainly want to see that. Oh, here's one. They recast this, and I hear so little about it, but if it is in fact going to come out this year, I would like to see it. And that's the Wolfman. I think it's supposed to be a remake. And since I do very much love the first, the original, and even enjoy the last remake that we got with Benicio del Toro, I would like to see this one. So, everything else, I'm kind of see what happens. There's, I guess, going to be a Witchboard remake, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think so far, that's what I'm most interested in. Everything else will be added enjoyment, hopefully. Or just a total failure that I didn't have much invested in anyway. Oh yes, and let's not forget Mickey's Mousetrap. If that even happens, unless Disney comes down with a lawsuit, I have no idea. It's entirely possible. Because it was Steamboat Willie, not Mickey. Let's get it straight. Now, let's see. There are some questions to answer before we continue. First, Hunter. The worst horror movie that I've seen. Let's find out. Okay. We've got a few options. So, as far as really boring goes, I'm going to say The Grudge from 2019. It was just severely boring. And then I'll give you four. I'll give you four of the worst horror movies that I have seen thus far, in my opinion. Smiley from 2012. The Last Vampire on Earth from 2010. Spare yourself, don't look it up. Elves, 1989. Misdirect entirely with that title, it's one elf. You're welcome. Dashcam 2021. Remains. One of the worst and most insufferable characters that we are forced to follow. There you go. Alright, let's see. We'll catch up on the chat here before we go into any sort of, horror news that y'all would like to discuss real quick before we shuffle off. Yes, the mayor, bless him, he be trying. I love the Nightmare Before Christmas, and I have a lot of things with Jack Skellington on them. I don't know if you can see that back there. That's a Jack Skellington. And I have Sally over here. I have quite a few things as well. Some t-shirts. Oh. I also have a signed autograph of Jack Skellington from Chris Sarandon. That's a pretty fun little thing that I got. I meant to say I haven't seen any of them except for the original and the remake. Gotcha. Okay. Slither or Slugs? Haven't seen Slugs. Only seen Slither. So I'll say Slither so far. Do you consider Beetlejuice a horror movie? Yeah. Yes. I mean, it's perhaps a slightly more kid-friendly horror movie, but it's a horror movie. There's dead people. In a variety of different ways. Dead people. Are you into true crime documentaries? Not often, to be quite honest. But every once in a while there might be something that will catch my interest. It's not necessarily a documentary situation, but something that I'll watch pretty frequently that does deal with some true crime is, if my brain can please unfile this information right quick, that would be nice. The Grim Life Collective. Hi. I enjoy their content quite a lot, and they'll cover true crime on occasion, more like visiting the locations. So I'll watch that out of curiosity. That's about as close as I get. It's not really that I'm averse to true crime. It just doesn't interest me quite as much as, say, horror. Did 1984's Chud really... that sequel bug the Chud? I don't know. I've only seen Chud. Haven't seen the sequel yet. But I do know that the guy who played Beef is in it. So it's gotta be something. Something positive. Favorite standalone horror movie? Mine is The Lodge. Ooh. Well, honestly, my favorite horror movies of all are standalone horror movies. So there's that. I think that's a list that I'm gonna do at some point. Hi, Aaron, by the way. I think that's a list I'll probably do sometime. I've got one theater with 5 screens, but it's always Marvel, action, comedies, religious, and kids' movies. That sounds about right. There's technically almost a drive-in situation that I have nearby. The problem is, see, they categorize it as a chance to see movies outdoors in a drive-in kind of situation. Very small budget, though. The problem is, they're never showing movies. And when they do, it's in October, and it's stuff that's from like 20, 30 years ago that I've already seen at least 50 times. So, it's very disappointing. 1992's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Has it aged well? I think it's gained cult classic status. I need to watch it again. I only saw like little bits and pieces years ago, so I need to watch it again. Would you be interested in seeing Robert Englund in a Ghostbusters film? Interesting idea. Possibly. Why not? Why not throw him in there? Let's go. Beetlejuice 2 is the movie I'm most excited to see this year. Fair enough. I'm looking forward to that one myself. Love the Grimlick Collective, yes. They're quite fun. I enjoy also the way that they present things, if that makes sense. It's very easy to listen to them. I enjoy the enthusiasm and the passion that they have for it, so... Burning or Frankenhooker. Those are 2 very different tones, my friend. 2 very different tones. If I want a slasher, probably The Burning. But if I want something with some, like, twisted comedy, that would be the Frankenhooker element right there. Though, to be fair, as far as Henenlotter is concerned, I'm more of a brain damage individual. That would be a very interesting, yeah. Very interesting indeed. Heard of both films, but haven't seen them all the way through. Well, see, if you want something that's like Friday the 13th, got that, like, summer camp slasher element, that'd be The Burning. Rather underrated. If you want something that's more, like I said, twisted, off-the-wall comedy, Frankenhooker. I think drive-in is an American thing. We don't have them here in Europe. That's fair. It is such a nostalgia retro kind of thing to a lot of people. And I'm still looking for the chance to get a proper drive-in experience, just like I'm still looking for the chance to get a proper video store rental experience. But it's fun. Some people will probably see it as something of a hassle. Why would you do that? But the basic idea is that, big projection screen, all the cars, as I'm sure you know, lined up. Everybody's sitting in their own individual cars with speakers and greasy burgers. And it would probably be more like sci-fi 50s black and white horror that people associate with that, but it can be fun. I like both. Yeah. The Frankenhooker is funnier. You could probably still find The Burning a little bit funny, but... are you going to get the Arrow 4K of basket case? I don't know. I have no idea. As it is, we are very poor. Speaking of... Nice timing, Sean. How you doing? Thank you, Sean. £1? Euro? Forgive me, I have no idea. Either way.
Thanks, buddy.
Bless you, Sean, once again, coming in with some appreciation. I don't know. I have no idea if I will or not. It depends. Depends on a lot of things. First, I need to watch the movie. The Kiss, Lair of the White Worm, Motel Hell, or Blood Diner. Good lord. I don't know. You've just named like 4 movies I've not seen. I've heard Blood Diner is rather fun, kind of like Motel Hell. And Lair of the White Worm is a trip. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any of them movies except for Lair of the White Worm. I need to watch that one. It's been recommended to me that I watch it. Now, let's see. There was this question right over here from Not JPEG about some more recent horror movie news. So everybody feel free to chime in if you would. Thank you. The Crow remake, I had been hearing about that off and on for a long time. And now I guess it will be Skarsgård who shall be portraying Eric Craven. So, I'll probably watch it. I'll be curious to see what they do with it. Obviously, nobody's going to be able to really replace or do better, if I may be so bold as to say, the original. But I'm curious to see what they'll do. I don't know, because I really like the original. American Psycho. The timing of it all, I'm telling you. For some reason, this past week or so, I have been on something of a American Psycho kick. I started reading the book. I have the book, so I've been getting into that. Do they know, or do we know, I should say, who they're looking to cast for Patrick Bateman, or anybody in that movie? Or is it, like, that fresh? If anybody has any information, let me know. And I guess I should be trying to look this up myself. Let's find out. As a professional in horror, I should be trying to look this up and know what I'm talking about. Lionsgate. Okay. No, this is very fresh. We're talking like hours ago. Shit. Well, let's look at the article we have over here at MSN. Okay. Right. Yeah, and the author for American Psycho, Brad Easton, he wants to do a horror movie himself, like directing a horror movie, so that's interesting. What else do we have here? Yeah, all the themes of the book still hold sway 3 decades later. We're in a time when the 1% are richer than any human has been before, an era when a jet is the new car and $1 million rents are the reality. New York today is American Psycho on steroids. Seems about right. Okay, so they want to bring it into the modern realm, which is interesting because I know that this was all about 80s excess originally, but like that quote said, it translates to now, so why not? I don't think we know very much so far, do we? Interesting. The studio doesn't exactly have a history of respecting the integrity of Ellis's novel or Heron's movie. Speaking to The Guardian in 2010, Ellis revealed that Lionsgate even mulled over giving American Psycho the NCIS treatment. They were thinking about doing American Psycho in LA, American Psycho in Las Vegas, making a whole franchise. Oh shit. Well, we got a sequel, and I never hear good things about the sequel. Oh boy. Alright, so, hold up. Again, Sean Sheridan, bless you. Let's see what we have.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I do enjoy that one. Thank you. Once again, sir. Bless you. Okay, so, whoops, we hit multiple things. Sean, what are you doing? Is that a... No, you actually did that. Okay. Alright. Oh, here's another one.
Welcome to hell!
Thank you again, Sean. Bless you. Right, so I don't... They do have a section about casting. Let's see what they say about casting. American Psycho movie might be the HBO Succession. Might be that HBO's Succession. It's very recent. They spent 4 seasons plumbing the depths of dysfunction among the ultra-wealthy. From Roman Roy taunting a small boy with the hope of $1 million check to Lucas Matson sending his comms director frozen bricks of blood. What the heck? What is going on in television that I'm not aware of? Good God. Okay, I don't think we know very much at all about this potential remake. Interesting. There's no reports even of who could possibly be playing who. Huh. However, apparently, a lot of people are saying Tom Holland should play Patrick Bateman. I'm not saying he can't. Sean. Once more. See, we need to get some more clips.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Right, so I guess that's all we really know about the possible American Psycho remake. Lionsgate wants to do it. This hasn't even actually been confirmed, has it? They're just, like, talking about it. Interesting. Let's see. Any action horror films you have seen and liked? I'm sure there's some. Let me see. I'm wondering if anything will spring to mind. Okay, let's have a look at lists for ideas. I guess it depends on your definition of action horror. I don't think I've seen that much. Wow. Alien? First Alien? Oh, here's a better one. How about, as far as action horror combination, The Mummy, 1999. Yes. I'll go with that one. And now where are we? Shit. Shit, we've lost track. That's it. Give up. Okay, there we go. Yes, The Lair of the White Worm and Motel Hell. Oh, yes, 2. Excuse me. Lair of the White Worm is a trippy movie. It sounds like it. The Exorcist or The Omen? The Exorcist. Is both are good, but The Exorcist. Hope the writers take their time with Scream 7. I hope so too, because it really does sound like they're going to need to do a lot of rewriting. So, that's a hard choice because I like both The Exorcist and The Omen movies. Non-horror related, but should Hollywood have done a Dirty Harry and Death Wish crossover film back in the 70s or 80s? Maybe? Possibly. It's too late now. Well, at least with the original cast. See, I'm sure others know more about that franchise, as it were, those movies, than I do. So, take what I say about that with a grain of salt. Alright, let's see. I think that we can go ahead and start wrapping up here. Been going for about 2 hours. 2 hours. Unless anybody has any more, like, horror news they would like to ask about. I'm afraid I don't quite have my finger on the pulse of that sort of stuff. But, let me know right quick before we sign out, as it were, for the evening. Now let's have a look at that poll that we were looking at here. It looks like a good majority of you guys would like me to just stick with doing the franchise like individually and not running through all of it in one go, so to speak. I can do that. Certainly. Crystal Lake TV show. Ah, that's right. That is something that I think they're still going through with, aren't they? I think so. Curious, but my hopes aren't terribly high. I can be proven wrong. I'll watch it. Hello, Apocalypse Wow. Bonjour. Let's see. Thank you, Erin. Likewise. We're not doing too bad today. Oh. Do you know what's going on with the first Omen? I have no idea. Really, this is supposed to be like a prequel, isn't it? Or did I get that completely messed up? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm afraid I don't really have much information on that. There's a good chance I'll still watch it. Probably. Will we ever see Jason's father? Oh, Elias. Some argue we already have. Some say no, we haven't. I don't know. I wonder if they will do something like that in this Crystal Lake series. That'd be interesting. I hope they don't fuck it up. Thanks, Aaron. Laura... Oh, come on, man. Shit. You gonna make me choose between mom and dad? Why? That entirely depends. I enjoy both of their company. We'll put it that way. Huh. Okay, it is a prequel. Then I guess it's better than yet another sequel, but I don't know. I don't know. Once again, I could be surprised in a very pleasant manner, so I'll have to see. Missed opportunity by leaving out the monster in Jason Goes to Hell. The monster? How do you mean, the monster? I'm not sure. I think it's a missed opportunity that we get a movie called Jason Goes to Hell, and he only goes to hell at the end of the movie, and we don't even see it. Full-grown adult. Intriguing. See, I don't know very much about that particular film. I'm afraid. Bit disappointing to me, but the whole Friday the 13th franchise is more of a casual kind of enjoyment for me. So, take it with a grain of salt. I guess I should have been more specific. Between Laura and Queenie, who farts smell worse? Listen, I don't know that. I don't know that. I never share a space with either of them. How do I know that? This just becomes speculation and defamation at this point. My attorney has told me that it would be wise not to answer this question. So I won't. Alright. I think it is time to bid farewell. Yes. At least for now, you know. We'll see what we do in the future. I'm trying to get some more live streams lined up here. Also getting some guests lined up for the next Brain Mucus live stream, which will probably be this coming month. Apologies for such a delay with that, but, you know, the holidays, shit. And aside from that, what else we got going on here? You're going to be getting at least a review for the original My Bloody Valentine from me, and hopefully a facts video for that. I'm trying to get a review and facts video for the remake as well. Hopefully. Then we'll see what happens after that. I've got, like I said, a few scripts that have been written and filmed. I just need to put them together. And aside from that, who knows? I want to do more live streams. I always say that, but I want to do some more live streams. This was just a, hey, let's catch up kind of thing. Checking in with everybody. Thank you. And of course, much appreciation to Sean, once again, for all the donations, the super chats. Bless you. Good night. Not JPEG. Thank you for chilling with me and everybody else in the chat. Appreciate it. Good evening, Nanette. Likewise, indeed. Everybody enjoy your week. I hope it is a good one. We'll put it that way. Where's my money shot? Sheen? Scene? Sign? Anyway. Hey, there you go. Doesn't quite come up the same way as in the chat on the YouTube, does it? Shame that. Anyway. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I appreciate it. And keep a lookout for more stuff coming your way, of course. More fresh content, you know. And live streams. I'll let you guys know ahead of time as long as I do. And until next time, good night. See you later.